Sometimes I don't understand how P2B moves. Like the energy he has is unmatched. He's here today, tomorrow he is in another place. P2B is currently in Kenya where he's been to speak in an event as a keynote speaker. The energy of Mr. P2B is what Nigeria need as a president. You need a president that has this energy to be everywhere, to listen to people, to assess the situation, to have a first-hand information about what is happening. Not a president that will get information by proxies, because proxies will tend to tell you what you want to hear, not what is happening. So I really love the energy Mr. P2B is exhibiting, and there is somebody he's traveling with in Kenya, which I'm going to talk about in our analysis so far. So I want you to enjoy the video of Mr. P2B on his way to Kenya. I'll be back at the end of this video to give a proper analysis. Thank you. There is a saying that goes like, you will never hide, you can never hide a candlelight. When you bring a candlelight in a dark room, it gives light to that room. And Mr. Peter Obi is that candlelight. He's seen as a candlelight in Africa. If you follow the 2023 election proper, the campaign proper, you will notice that most African countries, they were rooting for Mr. P2B to win the presidential election because they see Mr. P2B as a hope for the liberation of the African continent. And the love that Mr. P2B is receiving all over, cut across Africa, is unmatched. Now, you saw what happened when he went to Ghana to speak in a conference that was organized by the youth in Africa. Youths all over Africa, they converged in Ghana to listen to Mr. P2B speak. But that event was cancelled by the Ghanaian president, and you saw the reaction, how everyone, they were angry that they denied them the opportunity to listen to Mr. Peter Obi. P2B is seen as a candlelight in Africa, a man who emerges as a president of Nigeria will liberate most African countries. If you follow the election proper during the 2023 presidential election in Nigeria, you will notice that most African countries, they were rooting for Mr. P2B because they want same feat to be experienced in their country. You know, most African countries, they have the presidents that most of them are old, presidents that do not understand what it means to lead younger generations of Africa, president that will not bring innovation in Africa, presidents who are mostly puppets to Western power, presidents who are controlling tools, who do not serve the interests of the people. So most African countries, they wanted Mr. P2B to win the presidential election because they expected a ripple effect, a spiral effect into other African countries that would change the dynamics of politics, of leadership in Africa country. And I remember Mr. P2B, he had a space when someone from Senegal asked him a vital question. How is he going to lead the change for the liberation of Africa? And he said that they have started it already, and Mr. P2B has started that movement. That is why you see him, he keep going to other African countries, because for the change to happen in Africa, you need a change of mindset. You need to change the mindset of the people, and that is why you see Mr. P2B going from one country to another to speak to people, to talk to people, because you need to change the mind of the people. He has been doing it in Nigeria. P2B has been advocating for a change in leadership in Nigeria. P2B wants a leadership that will liberate the people, a leadership that will be people-centric, that will cater for the people. Because you know that what we have in Africa today is self-centered and personal aggrandized politics. Politics of family affairs, cronies, friends. They just want to enrich themselves. They just want to enrich the pocket. They don't care about the people. Nigeria and Africa as a whole has the potentiality to become a great powerhouse, a great continent, but we are plagued with bad leaders. We have the resources, and the resources in Africa is what is being used to power the economy of Western countries, of other countries in Europe, America, Asia, name them. But yet these resources are not well utilized in the soil, on the African soil, in Nigerian soil. Why? Because we don't have leaders that can create innovation, leaders that can utilize these resources, leaders that can utilize the human capital that is in abundance in our continent, in Nigeria, to push forward the development that we so much deserve. And for this to happen, you need to start talking to people, because people need to understand the need to elect proper leadership. They need to elect leadership that will care for the people, leadership that are centered in development, to develop the African continent, to develop the Nigerian country. And that is what Mr. P2B is doing. So you can see that he's living a selfless life, because P2B is a businessman. As he started, he doesn't even care about his business anymore. All he cares is about having a proper country, Nigeria, and having a proper continent, Africa, and he's leading that push. Oh, you have the PLO Lumumba, they've been doing great work. You have Julius Malema, they've been doing great work to speak for a united Africa. But you can see that P2B coming into the fray is a game changer. Now, this is a person I said I'm going to talk about. This person is Osita Chidoka, and he is on this mission to Kenya with Mr. P2B. Osita Chidoka is a staunch Atiku Abubakar supporter, and during the last election, he supported Atiku Abubakar ahead of Mr. P2B, and that angered a lot of persons. Now, you recall that earlier this week, Mr. P2B met with Atiku Abubakar, which has sparked the rumor of a merger and a coalition between Atiku Abubakar and Mr. P2B. Seeing Osita Chidoka with Mr. P2B on a trip to Kenya go ahead to solidify the rumor that Mr. P2B and Atiku Abubakar might be in a very solid meeting for a coalition, and it is no longer secret. It is no longer secret. Now, there is something you need to understand. Power is taken. In 2023 presidential election, I can tell you the real fact that Mr. P2B did not lose that election. P2B won that election. It was clear and even visible to the blind that P2B won the election, but he was rigged out. P2B was rigged out in so many areas. He was rigged out in the polling unit and also rigged out in the judiciary. That is why in election, especially in the Nigerian context, you need a level of ruggedity to win election in Nigeria. It's not a child's play. President Muhammadu Buhari has the numbers to win the election in Nigeria, but he could not win the election. In 2015, there was a merger between CPC and AC, which formed APC, and NMTD, which formed APC. That's the reason why President Muhammadu Buhari won that election. The truth about it, P2B has the number to win the election, but the people in high places, the politicians who don't want to let go of their status quo, they are not going to let it go easily, because P2B coming into the scene as a president in the Federal Republic of Nigeria is going to alter so many things. He's going to displace a lot of career politicians, and these people don't want to go. Imagine someone like Wike, who is a FCT minister. He is currently fighting for the structure, the resource control in Rivers State. How do you think Wike would like to lose that control in the national level? It's not possible. So these people, they are going to fight tooth and nail. So for this to happen, you need for you to make the changes, you need the political power. And for P2B to become the president, there are a lot of things that need to be done, and this merger is one of it. That is why I'm seeing a positive light of it. A lot of persons are saying P2B want to dine with corrupt politicians. Dining with corrupt politicians does not make him a corrupt person. P2B is not somebody that you can bend or break, or somebody you can push over. This is what Nigerians and obedient need to understand about the person they are supporting. P2B is not somebody that you can push around and force him to do something. He's not somebody that you can hijack his government. He's somebody that when he's in charge, he's in charge. So that is why I am advocating for whatever measure that will make P2B the president. And that measure is what? The measure that will promote P2B as a president, not a vice president. P2B will not even agree to become a vice president. That is the truth. He has the number 6 million block votes. It's not a joke. So I can tell you, prepare your mind. There is actually going to be a coalition, a merger that will see P2B to emerge as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in 2027. So when you see Atiku Abubakar and the PDP, some PDP stalwart supporting Mr. P2B, don't get overly demoralized. Don't. It is needed. It is needed. Thank you for watching. I'm going to see you in the next video.